See, I told you. The cops are letting on the field.
I ain't got no choice. I'm trying to fix it.
Knocked over the goalpost.
They just don't want the goalpost. They wanted the goalpost. Look at that.
What's going on, you guys? Welcome to another Call on Tyrone Week 5 review. Had to wear my Georgia shirt. But if you're a Florida fan tonight, I feel like you're like this.
Shit is whack. I can't get jiggy with this shit.
I mean, what can you do? What can you do if you're a Florida fan tonight, man? What can you do? What's going on, Aunt? How you doing tonight? How you guys doing in the comments? How you guys doing? We're gonna get to this top 25, getting into some of these top 25 games. Really and truly, today was a weird game. Today I wouldn't say it was a weird day. It was a different type of day. Georgia comes out and we beat Arkansas by a mile, 37-0. Like I said in my tweet, we had white women twerking in Athens. We were gonna win this game by a lot. That's just how it went, and I knew it was gonna happen. Then you get into, I guess I'll go game by game. Iowa, well, this was yesterday night. Iowa beat Maryland for 51-14. BYU beat Utah State 34-20. Of course, the big matchup of the day was the 8-2 game, and Georgia beat Jesus, 37-0. Michigan beat Wisconsin 38-17. Wake Forest played a really close game with Louisville. I think I chose Louisville, 34-37. Probably, I think it was by game winning field goal. Cincy beat Notre Dame. I think that's really what I think that was just Oregon was screwed. I'm done for it. That's probably Tommy. Tommy, let's not do that. Come on, Tommy. Come on. It's funny. Well, hey man, I haven't talked to a Florida fan yet. I know Blake isn't gonna come in here, and I know Gator Dude probably won't. Coastal beat the living. They 59-6. Ohio State beat Rutgers 52-13. Oklahoma beat Kansas State, which that was a close game. I chose Kansas State, and they only lost by. Oklahoma is not a good team, man. Alabama blew out Mississippi, which it just looked like it from the beginning. Oregon loses in overtime. I watched the ending of that game. That game was, I don't know what happened at the end. NC State beats Louisiana Tech. That shouldn't have been a surprise. Kentucky, how about them Wildcats? Knocks off Florida 20-13. Hey man, how about them Wildcats? Mississippi State, God, Texas A&M without their starting quarterback. Mississippi State beats Texas A&M. That's another. I didn't even see that game, so that was another kind of sort of upset. Oklahoma State beats Baylor. Oklahoma State is now 5-0. And this was the first game for Baylor. I think this was their first test. They lost. Like, you can't be mad at that. Penn State, watched the ending of that game. I watched most of that game. Penn State beats Indiana 24-0. Clemson beats Boston College, it's only a 6-point win, which is still what you would not expect from Clemson. Michigan State beats Western Kentucky. LSU beats Auburn. Well, they're winning right now. Let's not say they win, but I think LSU wins this game. And then UCLA is playing Arizona State right now, 10-10. And then Fresno State is down to Hawaii, 10-0. I think I can speak for our caution when I say that Cincinnati that W versus Notre Dame. I hope we don't have to see them over a team in the playoffs again. Yeah, Notre Dame's always been overrated. They're independent, and so they're gonna get it. And then they go undefeated, and they you have to put them in. They are Notre Dame, but they've always been overrated. Remember, they took our spot one year. Was it 2017? What's the year we went to the Sugar Bowl and we played Texas and we really didn't care? So my thing is, Kentucky has beaten Florida. I wish I had some Florida fans to speak on it, but man, I wish I really had some Florida fans in here. They just won't come in. They won't talk to me. They won't even respond to my tweets on Twitter. Gotta hit them up on Messenger. Like I don't know what it is, man. I don't know. They just crying, man. They got to be somewhere crying in the room. Just I don't know, man. It's just like how do you kind of sort of just you thought I'm not mad. You can't be mad. You got outplayed. And that's just that. Like it's not a bad thing. I guess you got to be mad to be mad. They can't beat us though. They couldn't beat us if they tried. At this point, I don't even trust. I don't trust them to even say like, oh, I'm gonna pull up a tweet. I'm gonna pull it up for you guys. I will pull it up. I want to see if it'll pop up real quick because I want you guys to read this. Um, Here we go. It'll pop up. Florida for the second straight year. That up the middle won't work on Florida, buddy. We're going to dethrone Georgia for the second year straight. Cool, cool. I just said I was gonna let them talk. I was gonna let them talk. You just have to let Florida fans talk because they just think they know everything. And then we get to tonight. It wasn't a bad game. Wasn't nothing to be, hang your hats on. You did, you almost beat Alabama. So, you can live on that. We lost to Alabama by 2 points. Good work. Good work. But then you do something like this. You do something like this. Like, you let Kentucky upset you. So, I don't see how you're gonna beat up I'm not letting Blake slide. I've tweeted at Blake. I'm probably gonna. He just won't respond. I've tweeted at Gator Dude. Gator Dude won't respond. Dan Mullen is 2-2 versus Kentucky, and no other coach has lost to Kentucky at Florida. So, man, like that's in my receipts now. ATM. That's in my receipts. So I want to see what what are you gonna say to that? Because Georgia, I'll go into the Georgia game real quick. Georgia massacred Arkansas. Straight Arkansas, just straight massacred them. Like like the GIF. Look at my boy. Like that's what we did to them. So how, as a community, Arkansas fans. I didn't even know they had fans like that. You get on Twitter, you start talking. You start just big mouthing. We got a better team than Georgia. We beat Texas and Texas A&M. They haven't played anybody. You beat a Texas team. Did Texas win today? You beat a Texas team. And they did. They still 4-1. They beat TCU. So they're not bad. Then you played Texas A&M, who just lost to Mississippi State. I don't know, man. I haven't seen that play. I didn't get to watch that play. I have to see it. If anybody, has one, let's hope, please, I have enough Go Falcons. Yeah. I think Georgia's gonna break the curse, man. And we're really everybody, let's be honest. The Braves won the division. United's probably gonna go get a home game. We pray and hope United gets a home game for the playoffs. And then, of course, Georgia's being the most dominant team in college football. So it's gonna get real ugly. If Georgia, let's be honest, if Georgia goes on a good run, if Georgia goes undefeated this year, and if you were here, let's be honest, if you guys were here, I think it was my JT Daniels show. If you're gonna go back, I said if Georgia beats Clemson in week 1, Georgia goes undefeated for the rest of the year. There's nobody on this schedule right now that scares me. Even Kentucky beating Florida doesn't scare me. Like I don't understand how I still want to know how they lost. I just want to know. Like I just don't know how they lost. But But any of the other games of the week, I'll go into some other games I did watch this week. I did watch today, of course. You guys know I have my top 3 games. Um, we'll go into. I guess I'll talk about. I talked about Georgia. Cincy and Notre Dame, I didn't watch most of that game because of the Alabama game being on, but that was a quality win for Cincy. And I love that how people were saying Cincy wasn't good and this and that. Now they beat Notre Dame, so yeah, you gotta respect them. There's no way you don't respect that team anymore. That Mississippi Alabama game was just a dog bat. Like that that was just a beating. When you go into halftime up 28, that's like Jesus. It's the World Series title, NBA title, Super Bowl, and MLS Cup season meaning nothing. 35 years of consolation. Yeah, I mean, MLS was the one we needed. I really feel like that's the one. Cincy the real, bro. I want to give Cincy that credit, bro. I think if I go into the stats of Cincy, well, really, I want to go into. Let me go into these Georgia stats real quick because I just want to say, KJ Jefferson threw the ball 13 times, only had 65 yards. AJ Green, 28 yards on 6 carries. Raheem Sanders, 21 yards. Malik Hornsby, 11 yards. I can't think of the guy. I forgot which guy it was, but it was one of the running backs, on Twitter that was chirping. Yeah, receiving, Raheem Sanders had 22 yards. I mean, literally, he only threw for 65. So there wasn't a lot of throwing in this game. And AJ Green caught that one pass, and then we had. I think the 22-yard one was the one where he broke all them tackles, but that's the only time. Stetson Bennett, 7 of 11 with 72 yards. James Cook had 87 yards. Zamir White had 68. Kenny McIntosh had 57. Kendall Milton had 48. Stetson Bennett had 16 yards. Stetson Bennett had more yards than almost had more. If he would have ran the ball more than he did in the game, he probably would have had more yards than the actual whole rushing corps. That's ridiculous. Mind you, Georgia ran the ball so much. All right, Slid, have a good night. Playoffs at the moment: Alabama, Georgia, Iowa, Cincy. Yeah, I think Oregon drops out, which is so sad for the Pac-12. Pac-12 can't get no playoff money. But mind you, Penn State is Penn State, so they'll probably keep 4. Which I really want Iowa to be number 4 because that's what I think who is the true number 4. But Penn State plays Iowa next week, so that'll handle that situation. But Georgia and Alabama, of course, I don't know if Cincy, let's be honest. Are they really going to put Cincy top 4? Let's be honest. Are they really going to put Cincy at top 4? I'm going to go look at, I do my top 25 towards the end. But the ending of the Florida-Kentucky game, my thing is, how in the world, if you're Kentucky, you get in the red zone, you get in 5-yard distance, and then you get an offsides 2-3 times. They basically did what Arkansas did. And that's how when Georgia, when they do their shifts and stuff, it's always gonna kill people. They couldn't handle that. Kirby Smart little shift movement messes up so many old linemen, and it's so funny. That's my year we finally beat Bama. JT, the thing is, JT has that I think it's an oblique, or it's somewhere where JT's a little bit hurt. So I think he's gonna definitely. You didn't have to, which was crazy. I thought we were going to play him this game, and we didn't have to play him this game. So I'm not really, that's something that Georgia really and truly, the committee is so watch them by years and they're not gonna put Clemson. I say Ohio State will get in. I think Ohio State will get in before Clemson. Clemson has 2 losses now, so it's gonna be hard. But I think Ohio State will get in. Which is sad to say, but I think they'll get in. I hate this. I really do hate that because I really wish they would just be, I'm gonna look at some other scores that were interesting because it was a lot more interesting games just today. Yes, it's lat. Yes, it's lat. He'll play. But thinking today, everybody wasn't thinking. I thought he was gonna play today, but he looked like he couldn't throw. I don't know if you guys watched pregame warming when he was throwing. It looked like he was grimacing the whole time. So, but getting to some of these other scores, Georgia Tech goes and beats Georgia Tech goes and beats North Carolina last week, and then comes out this week and gets beat 52-21. That's Georgia Tech for you. Florida State beat Syracuse. That's their first one on the season, I guess. That's crazy. UTEP beat Old Dominion. I think they're still playing. It's a 28-21 game. Washington playing Oregon State right now. Washington is up on Oregon State. We'll see. UCLA and Arizona State is tied right now. Actually, I might turn to that game real quick. FS1. So yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah, I don't even know how. I don't know how. My thing is, how do you lose? How do you beat North Carolina, right? Cool. Blow out North Carolina. You expose Sam Howell for who he is, and what I've been calling Sam Howell for the whole rest of from beginning of before college football started. If you were here, I called Sam Howell fraud. Called him a fraud. Everybody, Sam Fraud's gonna be good. Fraud. So you expose him for a fraud and then go beat Pitt, go lose the Pitt in a blowout. I mean, you gave Pitt 21. You gave Pitt 42 points before halftime. It was 42-14 at halftime. Jesus. You would have thought James Conner came back or something. New Mexico State is playing San Jose State. San Jose State is up. Fresno State and Hawaii. Like I said, Hawaii's up. Let me see what other games were really interesting. Like I said, Mississippi State beat Texas A&M. I don't see any other really. Jesus Christ. Here comes the Tennessee is back fans. They beat Missouri 62-24. Missouri gave up 28 points in the first quarter, 17 in the second, 10 in the third. Well, that's probably when they put their bench in. But yeah, that looks like a Vanderbilt score for Missouri. Missouri might get Georgia. They might get the Vanderbilt beating it, like really and truly. They might get the Vanderbilt beating. Illinois beat Charlotte. That's good for Illinois. North Carolina beat Duke, which they should have. Sam Howard threw for 3 touchdowns, but it's Duke. Minnesota beat Purdue. They had the same record coming in, so Minnesota beat Purdue. Toledo beat UMass in a curb stomping. Temple beat Memphis. So they won their one on the American. Western Michigan beat Buffalo. App State blew out Georgia State 45-16. USC beat Colorado today, which Colorado was not that good of a team. Northern Illinois, it's funny I talked to Georgia State. Northern Illinois beat Eastern Michigan. South Carolina, this is weird. This is a weird score to me. South Carolina only beat Troy by 9 points. Is it 9? Yeah, by 9 points. How? That should have been a blowout. But, they played Georgia early in the year. I guess it's going to mess up their mental. Florida Atlantic beat Florida International. I don't even know. I forgot Florida International had a football team. Jesus. Texas Tech beat West Virginia. Texas Tech might get a ranking next week. They are 4-1. And they beat West Virginia, who by a field goal, of course. So West Virginia has now lost 2 weeks in a row by a field goal. Navy beat UCF. Tulane had one good game, and then that's my thing about Oklahoma. You beat Tulane, you almost lose to Tulane. Now Tulane is 1-4. Like you can be top 5 after that. Um, Central Michigan lost to Ohio, Miami of Ohio. Ohio, the actual school, Ohio Bearcats beat Akron 34-17. Kent State beat Bowling Green. Nevada beat Boise State. They're 3-1 now. SMU is 5-0, and they beat the life out of South Florida. Georgia Southern beat Arkansas State. Good to see the Southern boys win. Ball State beat Army. Wow, that's crazy. I want the Falcons draft Matt Corral, Desmond Ritter. I take Ritter. I'm not going nowhere near Sam Howell. Really and truly, I take Ritter. I might take Matt Corral too, but I like Ritter. That's my. I mean, I watched what he did to Georgia. The Black Knights really failed a Ball State. Like that's kind of sort of crazy. Like I know y'all probably like, why am I so surprised? Because we had a conversation on Friday night jackpot with an Army fan. He was like, man, if we run the table, can we get in? And I was like, man, that's gonna be hard. But mind you, they just lost to Ball State. Yeah, that's gonna be a tough. Now they definitely aren't gonna make it now. Like nowhere near getting close. They might get a ranking by the end of the year, though. Washington State beat California. UNLV is still 0-5. UTSA is 5-0. So you never know. They might get ranked sometime. The AP poll was gonna rank them before anybody. Southern Miss lost to Rice. You would hope Southern Miss would have a comeback, but they didn't. Air Force beat New Mexico. Middle Tennessee beat Marshall. Liberty beat UAB. That UAB win really is gonna. I think that UAB win is gonna come back, and help us. But Malik Willis had a 13-19, 287, and 1 touchdown. He accounted for 3. So yeah, it's Iowa State beat Kansas, which they should have. The Vanderbilt finally got themselves a win versus UConn. They finally got a win in it was a field goal at the end. Nebraska put a spanking on Northwestern. Louisiana beat South Alabama. Virginia beat Miami. Virginia beat Miami 30-28. And I think that is it. Yeah, and then Houston beat Tulsa 45-10. So Houston is now 4-1. That's any FCS schools you guys want me to talk about real quick. I guess I can go look at because I don't know, FCS rankings are weird. But yeah, that's all the games that happen this weekend. But this is gonna be a fun. I think this year is gonna be fun, man. FCS IAA. I'm trying to go to it. I'm trying to see the FCS scores for this week. Austin P and Tennessee State are playing a really close game. 24-22. So I don't know if you're like an OVC fan, you might want to watch that game. But there's no really. I'm going to look through some of these. Rhode Island beat Stony Brook. Yeah. There's not like a lot of. Gardner Webb lost. A&T beat Robert Morris. Yeah, there's not. Howard beat. I'm South Carolina State beat BC Bethune-Cookman. Norfolk State beat Hampton. That was a rivalry game. That was a high scoring game. The Citadel won today. Oh, Kennesaw State won, y'all. Kennesaw State did win 31-6. They beat the life out of Jacksonville State. Jesus. Miami's just going all the way down the toilet. When do you think that they were at a 12-team playoff? It's 2021. So next year be 2022, 2023. 2023. 2026. I think 2026. I would hate for it to be that long, but the way it seems, the committee's just so iffy about certain things. It's just like, man, I really want them to do it. I want them to do it just because I want them to do it. I think it needs to be a 12-team playoff because you give these other schools some love. Grambling beat A&M. I mean, I'm trying to see what other teams. Because because there wasn't a lot of. I mean, there's Mercer won today. Mercer beat Sanford. I think that's it. Yeah. Yeah, that's it for this week. Campo won. If you know, well, yeah, that's it for the FCS. There's not a lot. I mean, there wasn't a lot of big games, but Kennesaw State did win. They put on, I mean, a molly whopping of a win. But yeah, any other schools you guys want to talk about? I'm gonna go and do my top 25 in a minute. So we can, we can talk about that. That's gonna be, that's gonna be a longer conversation than anything. Yeah, there's no D. I'm looking like D2 and D3 schools. None. Savannah State beat Kentucky State. I'm trying to see if there's a Valdosta State they played today. Let me see. Valdosta State football. They're 4-0 on the year. Yes, Valdosta State did win today. They beat Shorter 49-13. They're 4-0 at this point. And you know that FCS they don't get into conference play, I don't think, until next week. They might be in conference play. I don't know exactly, but I don't think until next week they won't be in conference play. But I think their game to highlight is definitely gonna be the West Georgia game. I think that'll be the toughest game for them. Because the committee is so up their butt about certain stuff, like they want to be so right about everything. They just, yeah, that Wake Forest game just seems like it was way too close. I mean, I knew Louisville was gonna come put out a fight. For Wake Forest to be ranked, I feel like that game should have been a lot blowout, like a closer to a blowout. But that game was won by a field goal, so I don't. It's gonna be a weird little shakeup when we get. I like the conference. I want to see when the first committee vote's supposed to come out. Let me see, because I think it comes out. It comes out in a couple. Let me see. It has to be 20. Prepared to 2021-2022 season. November. They say. I think they say November 2nd is going to be the between game. Oh yeah. Okay. So November. I think they're saying this year is going to be November 2nd. Is going to be the first time it comes out. So we have another month, which seems weird to me because college football at that point will be. Let me go to Georgia. It has to be earlier than they gotta think you gotta think they'll come up. They have to move that up, but it's always been late. I think it's always been late in the year, but you get to November, Georgia. We play Missouri. We play. So actually, yeah, that's right. That is right because you get through the first couple. Yeah, because we played Florida the 30th. Because we play Auburn next week, which might be a massacre. We play Auburn next week. We play Kentucky September. I wouldn't be surprised. And it's a home game. I wouldn't be surprised if that game is going to be a wow. Arizona State is up 24-20 on UCLA. Crazy. I wouldn't be surprised if that's a night game. Kentucky and Georgia's a night game. Of course, Georgia Florida is always going to be at 3:30 every year. Missouri's going to probably be a noon game. Tennessee's probably going to be a noon game. Charleston Southern's probably going to be a noon game, and then Georgia Tech. But October 30th is the Florida game, and then we'll have the first vote on that Tuesday. So yeah, that's the right. That's the right timing. Yeah. Yeah, I'm watching that game right now. He's another quarterback I like. I can't think of his name, but I like their quarterback too. But I don't think he'll come out I don't think he gets until next year. Anyone can win Iowa, Georgia, Bama, Penn State, Cincy. Yeah, if Michigan has to beat Ohio State. They have to. Like Michigan has to beat Ohio State this year. There's no if you don't beat Ohio State, yeah, you're not gonna get Michigan in. Oklahoma's they're not top 10. I'm gonna get in my top 25. ASU just scored I just saw that was a deep bomb. I like ASU quarterback. I don't know why I can't think of his name right now, but I like that dude. He's really good. And I like both quarterbacks in this game. I love DTR. So my thing for okay, I guess we'll go top 25. We'll get in the top 25 real quick. AP poll. We'll go to AP poll. So this week, of course, it'll be released Tuesday. I'm not gonna do my ranking show. I know you've been seeing people do it. I'm not doing my ranking show to the committee vote. So you will get Friday Night Jackpot and you'll get Saturday. And then around November 2nd will be the first live poll day, live committee vote, and I'll do it that day. So number 1 is Georgia, number 2 is Alabama. Oregon's gonna drop out the top. Oregon might drop to number 7. Cincy might go up to 5. I think you might have. It'd be crazy. I think we might have I think we really might get 2 Big Ten teams and 2 SEC teams in the top 4 next week. I think that's what's really gonna happen. Because there's no way you put Oklahoma up at number 4 again. You just can't. Unless, like you said, you put Cincy up there. But there's a I wouldn't say slim, I say a little bit above slim chance we'll get Alabama, Georgia, Penn State, Iowa. And then you'll have Cincy at 5. Oklahoma, I think Oklahoma stay at 6. Arkansas is going to be at the top 10. Florida's at the top 10. Notre Dame's at the top 10. They're probably going to slide Michigan up. I think Michigan State won, so they're probably slide Michigan State up. OSU's going to get shot up a little bit. Baylor's might be at the top 25. If Auburn loses tonight, they'll probably be at the top 25. North Carolina State, I think they might have won. I have to go look at that. If they won, then they'll probably go up. Wake Forest, that was a really close game, but I think they'll stay up. And Clemson will stay up. But other receiving votes, Texas is receiving votes. Maryland's not going to get any votes this week. North Carolina only got 1 vote, so that's crazy. Yeah, so I'm thinking there's not a lot of teams on here. Kentucky might jump. I'm not going to lie. Either Kentucky's going to be first 3 next week, or they'll be I think they'll be the first 3 out next week, or they'll be in the top 25. I think LSU can maybe come back in the top 25 next week, but the top 10, I'll give you guys my top 10. It'll still be Alabama, Georgia. I think you'll get Penn State, Iowa, Cincy, Oklahoma. I don't know who to pick right here. I guess because the 8-7, because really and truly 8, 9, and 10 is gone now. And I guess you bring Ohio State back up. I guess you bring Michigan at 7. I guess BYU might get 8. I guess because they are 5-0. Ohio, I think Oklahoma State goes up. I think they might get close. I think they don't get top. I don't think they crack top 10. It's gonna get real interesting. I think that's really what's gonna happen. I don't know why I can't get my last 2, but we know that I think my top 5 will be. It'll be Alabama, Georgia, Penn State, Iowa, and Cincy. I think that'll be top 5 next week. Now you can. I don't want to book you on it or say book it or anything because we don't know with the AP poll, but I do think those will be the guys that'll come in. But that's all I got for tonight. I usually go a little bit longer, but I think that's all I have. Tonight. If there any other questions or anything, you guys can ask me real quick. So shoot them to me. But I want to have a little bit of fun. So, mind you, like I said, Florida lost. That's the look of defeat. I don't even want to be around anymore. I feel it, man. I can feel that pain. And like I said, if you're a Florida fan or an Oregon fan, what you saw today, you can't.
This is whack. I can't get jiggy with this shit.
You just can't. You just can't. You were the 2 upsets of the day. really and truly. And I saw a stat line. Oregon had a 99, I think, or like 90 some percent chance of winning that game. But like I said, thank you guys for coming in. Thank you guys for listening to me ramble for a little bit. Next week, of course, Friday Night Jackpot. Guys, if you guys come in, really listen to what the guys I bring in. Hopefully we get a good guest. We get a real good guest coming next week. ATM, you just can't, man. You just can't get jiggy with it. You can't. But yeah, next week, Friday Night Jackpot. Friday Night Jackpot is I don't want to say it's the gambling show, but it is the picks of the week. I was a little bit off. I think my picks, I think we covered the spread with Indiana. So we got that right. I think that was it. I mean, we had the Alabama score. We took the over on the Alabama. We lost that one. It was a couple of them. At Georgia, I think I chose the under on the Georgia spread. I know I chose Georgia to win, so I know I had that line right. But man, that's all I have to say is Georgia is probably the number one team in the country. I don't want Georgia to be number one because I don't know how we're gonna react to being number one. But if we put up number one number, we've been putting up number one numbers, so I definitely think we deserve it. But I just don't know. You know the luck of Georgia. We get number one and then just do something stupid. Like we play Kentucky and lose or something stupid. So, we'll get into thank you guys. Again, I say thank you guys. Thank you, and always appreciate you guys coming in. I appreciate you guys, man. I really do. You guys, y'all guys are loyal to coming in and watching the show. So thank you guys again. We're gonna get out of here. Peace.